Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this video we're going to be continuing on with the cover. So we're going to do the inside cover and get our pages organised, our signatures. So here I'm just using some, it's like a heavy duty packaging tape. It's just a paper tape that you can get from I got it from Officeworks, which is an Australian office supply store. But here, so this is just to strengthen the spine up a little bit more, but you can also use a piece of fabric if you like, or Tyvek, or if you have bookbinding tape, you can use that here as well. But spine is pretty good in this book, so I just used a bit of tape to give it some extra strength there. So what I decided to do was to use the instructions inside the sewing pattern for my inside cover. So I'm just measuring up the size of the covers, and I'll cut them to size. The paper was quite brittle because it's actually a really old sewing pattern, so in a couple of places it did tear. Oh, you can see me there trying to use my scoring tool instead of my cutting tool because so I didn't cut through it, I just scored it because the my paper cutter is Martha Stewart paper cutter, and you've got two blades, one for cutting and one just for scoring your paper. So if you don't have a paper trimmer, just use a ruler and a craft knife. It does the trick. You can see the paper tore a little bit there, but I'm actually not too worried about it because it'll be all covered up. On the inside there, when I put the spine piece in, that torn edge will be covered up. So, and I don't mind the torn edges anyway. Gives it more of an older, tattered look. So I'm just using the craft glue again, PVA craft glue, tiny bit of water, not much water. I think I've forgotten something there again. Yep, my brush. So I'm just giving it a good even coat of glue, just to make sure that it sits flat on my page. And then with this particular paper, because it is quite old, I actually also painted the glue over the top of it to give it an extra coat, and just to protect it a little bit. And just another thing to note with the spine, the inside spine, normally if I was going to be sewing my pages directly into that spine as it is, I would put an extra piece of cardboard or something like that, or actually probably just a bit of cardstock, just to thicken the spine more and strengthen it so that you can sew your pages directly in. But I think in this one I'm going to be doing a hidden spine binding, so I don't need to do that step. You'll see later on in the video that I actually decide to do another cover. Yeah, but I'll explain it more when we get to that bit. So just sealing it now and letting it dry, and then I decided to use up the rest of that napkin, so I just collaged that or decoupaged that onto the front and back covers as well, the PVA glue. So there we go, that's our cover. And now I hunted around to see what I had in my stash, because I wanted to use up what I had for most of my pages. So I decided on 4 signatures. And I've basically used some scrapbooking papers that I had, some printables, some coffee dyed pages, some envelopes, some doilies, a bit of music paper. So I've got around about 6 pages, or 6 folded pages per signature. And what I'm doing here is I'm trimming down some of the taller pages that were sticking out, because they were also sticking out of the top of the actual book. They're a little bit tall, so I'm cutting them down. And the colours I've gone for here, only because that's mostly what I had in my in my stash, are purples, blues and greens mostly. There's a lot of purple and blue. And so that is why you'll see that I decided to actually make another cover, because the purples and colours that I'd chosen were clashing with the original cover. Trying it again with my paper trimmer. No, scissors are better. So here is where I came on to explain about not using this cover with the pages that I'd chosen. So I'm just going to put this cover aside, and I will use it for another journal with more of a red theme. And so that's okay, because you get a bonus cover making session. So I'm going to make a fabric cover this time and cover it with some purple fabric. So here we go. I've cut the fabric down to size. Just cut it you know, maybe about 1 inch or 2 larger all the way around the book, so I can wrap it to the inside. And I'm just gluing it on with some PVA glue again, mixed with some water. And I find that it holds it down pretty well. It holds it nice and flat. Smooth out all the creases and stretch it out and make sure it's flat. And then also making sure that I get it into the little grooves on either side of the spine so that it opens and closes properly. Quite nice fabric to work with, actually. It was an old top that I had that I wasn't really wearing, but I really loved the fabric, the colour of it, so I thought I'm going to keep it and use it in a journal. Trimming that down a little bit. I also have another update about my website and the free printables library. I have put a notification on social media for those of you who are following my Facebook page and my Instagram, that you no longer need a password to enter the free printables library on my website, because I had a few people that were having problems with password. I have no idea why, but it just kept happening for a few people. So yeah, so you no longer need a password. You can go straight to the free printables library. But if you want to still sign up to my newsletter, you'll receive updates on, you know, all of the free printables that I upload. It's usually once or twice a week. So it's a good idea just to subscribe to my newsletter on my website, and you'll keep updated. And I'm also going to be having random giveaways to my subscribers. So not just to my YouTube subscribers, but if you subscribe also to my newsletter on my website, you'll be in the running for a giveaway. So the link to my website will be in the description below. So here I'm just, I just fold in the corners and glue them down like that. I'm sure there's a few different ways of doing it, but yeah, just glue them together and fold the corner in. My cat's wanting to come in. I can hear him scratching at the door, but we're almost done. So that is, no, that's not it. I'm going to do the inside in a second. So that's looking lovely. So now I've cut down some purple cardstock to the size of the pages or covers. Just inking up the edges a little bit to grunge them up a bit. And you can see that I've put some of that tape again down the spine just to strengthen that. And I'm just going to glue these down. So in the next video, we will sew our pages into our little spine piece that we're going to use, but as I said, it'll be a hidden spine, so you won't see the stitching on the outside of the book. So we'll do that in the next video. We'll sew in our pages, but we also might do a bit more embellishing of the covers. And hopefully I can get that one done tomorrow. And I actually used some tacky glue to glue down the cardstock, because I thought it would hold better against the fabric. And that's it in this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.